Jacob.
Yo, that's me.
Welcome to the All Washed Up podcast.
Yeah, man.
With you
Jacob Bradley. Yeah, I'm here in the house.
and me, Tom Wilson. And do you want to be the host? Who wants to be the host? I just tried being the host. I don't like it.
No, who cares really? We're just gonna riff back and forth, I guess. That's the whole point of this podcast. Just me and you to begin with, just hanging out.
The premise for this podcast, I suppose, is that we're ex-scene kids, ex-band kids from back in the day, from 2006, and we want to share with you some funny stories and some experiences and maybe some life lessons.
Today, I felt like someone else. I sat in the sun and I played to the flowers. I swear I saw them healing. I don't know about that.
All right, so, Jacob, how do we know each other? We're in a band together called Admella
Yeah.
for how many years?
For fucking too many years. Well, you were looking for a vocalist. This is like 2007. That's a long time ago now. What is it, 2022 now? So if my math is right, it's like 15 years. So
Yeah,
you're
that
like,
makes sense. I was 15.
You're
yeah.
like 15, and I was 19. So it's kind of weird to begin with.
Well, but you know what is weird though?
Yeah.
What happened was me and my friends from high school had
Yeah.
a band and we're auditioning vocalists. And I don't know why vocalists wanted to try out for us. Like, why did fucking 20-year-old vocalists want to try out for us? We're 15 and we're a shitty metal band.
Yeah.
Anyway, your friend, Norton, or
Yeah.
whatever, we can bleep that out. He rocked up for an audition and you came with him. And you guys rocked up in like makeup and probably fangs and stuff like,
That was real hardcore emo days back then.
yeah.
With the hair and the makeup and all the Emily the Strange shit going on.
The real deal. He tried out, and I think he was really nervous, and he was okay. And then he stepped out to go talk on the phone or something, and
Yeah.
then you did a song with us.
But you guys were doing like Kill Switch covers at the time. I don't know, did you do End of Heartache or something like that?
Yeah, we would have done one of those.
And then I remember like talking to you a bit after that, and you're like, "Yeah, man, do you want to like sing for us?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So
Yeah.
then we started our band called Beneath Dying Skies at the time. Yeah, that was good fun, and then eventuated into being Admella.
The cure won't save. Thank you guys so much. I'm on my way to the unknown way, to the other place. We've been Admella. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Me and you were still like kind of doing stuff.
Lurking around and doing stuff here and there.
We got some stuff in the works.
So, in the band, we ended up doing some pretty good stuff. We played with some decent bands. We played Soundwave Festival in
Yeah.
2012 with Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, Hole, and fucking CKY, and
And then even like after that, we played like some cool gigs with what were they
Amur?
called? Yeah, I mean like after that though, like band
Oh,
that
Dead
had
Letter
awesome-
Circus.
Yeah, Dead
We
Letter
played with Dead
Circus.
Letter
That was a
Circus.
sick gig. Some of the best sound I've ever heard from a live band ever. In Shadows of all places.
Yeah.
The local Mount Gambier nightclub.
that place has been flooded now, so it's not,
Flooded?
yeah, it's not open because it got flooded.
Really?
Yeah.
What what happened?
But nobody went there for like a year. And then they rocked up one day and they were like, this shit's flooded. And it was like, you know, waist high or something.
Dino
Those
and a
homeless
boat just like
guys.
cruising around.
It was just like homeless guys floating around in the water, like just living in there and stuff. No.
That's amazing.
Within the band, Jacob was the vocalist and he
Yeah.
was a creative driving force as well. He had a lot of good musical ideas and you played guitar a bit.
I didn't know fuck all about music to begin with, but through being in a band and being around like talented musicians like yourself and the other guys that were in the band, Gavin and Steve and some other guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to be better in the band sort of thing. So I taught myself a lot of like music theory and mucked around on bass and stuff. And then like later on, as we are now, like I taught myself piano. I even got singing lessons at
evolved.
one point.
That's what I was going to say. You kept
Yeah.
evolving with the band. We'd be like, we're phasing heavy vocals out. And you'd be like, cool, I'm going to go get singing lessons. And then we always wanted to have piano and stuff like that in the band. And so you're like, well, I'll learn the piano and I'll do that then.
Yeah, that was like at the last sort of phase of like the last few years where the band's been at now. I've been the keyboardist and, backup vocalist. You're the leading creative force behind the band.
My whole thing was it was super important to write good songs and to be tight and to be evolving all the time. And like, in a way, I wanted us to keep changing and evolving. So like people couldn't keep up with us. Like even though it's only local or whatever, I just wanted to be like, try and be ahead of the curve all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
And if we switched from fucking deathcore to pop punk and that happened to piss people off, then like that made me even happier. Like I wanted to piss people off because like, okay, I don't know. That's like the punk sort of mentality, I suppose.
As a creative person, like, and someone who's obviously got like ADHD or something as well, like you get like, you can't like stick to one thing for too long. You always have to be thinking about the next thing, like, what can I do next?
Exactly.
Like,
Something becomes easy and you're like, I'm done with that. Move on.
Yeah, you always want to be pushing yourself and challenging yourself. That's what we do.
Hi, buddy.
Newman, welcome.
But you knew how to do like the new shit at the time. That
Yeah,
really
like heaps
low
into like
screams and
Prom Queen and Bring Me and that sort of stuff. I don't know if I knew how to do it. I just like, I wanted to do it. And I remember I did like practice a fair bit. I did.
Don't ignore that. Don't worry about that.
I used to like, I used to like practice like along to songs and stuff and try and get that like deep guttural growl because that was like the thing that I thought was cool at the time.
At the time, you told us you were talking about screaming and you were saying that it made you cough up blood sometimes. That, like we were 15, so we're just like, oh, this dude's definitely the fucking guy. He's coughing up blood, then he's the shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're supposed to do that. There's probably something else going on.
Yeah. Now, you've brought in Monday. You brought in this weird drink.
This is going to be like a thing that we do. We'll just get like a random weird drink. Could be alcoholic, could be non-alcoholic. Yum. You know. This is Monday Exotic Spice G&T. So it's like a non-alcoholic gin and tonic. Because I wasn't sure whether you wanted to drink today.
So this won't be sugary. This will be...
Nah. Let's give it a try. You go first. Oh. Cheers. High spirits, clear minds. Everyone loves going out for a drink, but the thoughts of the next day can make you think twice. Now you can have your gin and drink it too with this humble beverage that's alcohol-free and full of sparkles.
Still tastes bad like a gin and tonic, even though there's no alcohol.
It tastes exactly like a gin and tonic, but without
The burn?
it goes,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just that without the burny part and all the fun and excitement that you get from alcohol. We take a traditional mix of... What the fuck is that word? Oh, gindulgent. They just made up a word.
Gindulgence.
Gindul.
Kind of tastes like a grapefruit.
It's your G&T without tears. Yeah, I don't know.
And grapefruit doesn't have enough sugar in it. Now, it says here you were in Hatebreed. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, for a small time I was in... I tried out for Hatebreed. Do you remember when I tried out for like... what was that band? The guy from House vs Hurricane.
Uh-huh.
Was
I remember
making...
that.
Did that band Iron Tusk or Iron Will or
Yeah, I don't know if that
Iron
ever...
something? I don't think they'd done anything. But I tried out and he was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then I like felt bad for our band, so I was like, nah. Have you tried out for any other bands? Apart from like being in Sierra, like drumming for them, like what other bands?
I don't even know if I really tried out for them or if it was just like
They just told you had to do it.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I could do that anyway. I'd just be like, I'm going to do my own stuff. But really just because I'm too scared that they'll reject me, you know?
Oh, maybe I'm getting confused with when you went to fucking Australian Idol or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
I fucking forgot about that.
Was that Australian
I tried
Idol?
out for... No, X Factor.
X Factor, yeah,
Yeah.
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 That was cool and weird.
Yeah, I think I just decided I was going to do it. And I
Yeah.
always just like dive in head first. I don't want to research and find out. Like, I don't want to do the learning curve thing. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I got my acoustic guitar and I was like, I'm just going to play a song I know how to play already. So I went with My Hero by Foo Fighters.
Yeah, yeah.
And I rocked up there, I got a number and I was fucking waiting around for ages. I was practicing in like this stairwell near the building, practicing on belting the ending and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden in the stairwell, this door opened and I saw in there and it was just like an office in there and all these people looking at me and they're like, what are you doing? Like, what's all this noise? And I was like, oh shit. So that fucked me up to begin with.
Wow.
Waited in line for ages. I got in to do the audition and went to get out my guitar and they're just like, you can't play your guitar. this is a singing show. And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm just going to like accompany myself. And they're like, nah, dude, it's just vocals. You don't get to do that. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, fuck. Like that's because without my guitar, I'm fucked. I've only sung live if I'm playing guitar.
Yeah, I can imagine you doing a cappella without a mic.
No,
as well.
without a mic. Yeah.
Jesus
Just standing
Christ.
there and they're like super far away as well. So it's pretty awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I freaked out. I couldn't remember the key of the song without my guitar. So I had to like pull out my phone and
Yeah.
I have like a little piano roll on there and just like hit the note and was like, okay, that's the key. And then I started singing it and I fucking forgot lyrics and everything. Like I played the song heaps. I got through a bit of it and they're like, you look good, but you're not very good is basically what they said.
Yeah.
You need to do a lot more work. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. And then drove home and while I was overtaking the truck, my tyre blew while I was overtaking him, doing 110.
You've got a lot of bad luck with cars, don't you?
Yeah, man. Why don't you tell the cameras here how I got here to my house today while you were waiting for me to get here to do this?
Yeah, like, I pulled up and I was knocking on the door for a while and I was like, oi, where the fuck are you?
I'm normally in the shower or I'm like out
somewhere.
Yeah.
You're like, my car stopped working in the middle of the highway and I'm waiting for my dad to come pick me up.
Mm.
And it's like the 6th or 7th time in like a month that your car's broken down.
Yeah, man.
Like the worst luck with cars. I remember when you first got your license. Remember when you spun out on that roundabout and like crashed?
Yeah, man.
And took out that fence?
Yeah.
I was
right
sick.
off my first car. That was
Every
sick.
time I go through that roundabout now, I always look at that like fence.
There's the discoloration, like
Yeah,
the
it's
different
like
bricks in there from where I went
half
through.
a new fence.
Yeah, I see that. I
So
always see
good.
that, and I'm ashamed. I'm like, God
So what
damn
were
it.
you doing? Like we just like been like, oh, I'm gonna show off and like just
Yeah.
go sideways in the roundabout,
Yeah.
and then you
It
just
was super
fully
wet.
spun out.
Yeah,
That's fucking sick.
killed it. And I think, but you know what? Like after that, I didn't do anything stupid in cars ever again because I was like, that's so embarrassing. That's so stupid. God damn.
Yeah. Well, in town, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe we just had to like do a defensive driving course and.
I was like 16 or something.
First
Fair
ever
enough.
time doing anything like a burnout or like doing anything crazy in your car. You just like watch this, you know, and then just straight into a fence.
It fucking sucked. And then like the airbag went off and blew up in my face and all
Who
this
else
shit.
was in the car?
Just me in the car by myself. Yeah.
But without-
I was
no-
following my brother, so he was ahead of me.
Yeah.
And he might have done the same thing without crashing.
Yeah.
And he was leading me somewhere. He was showing me where to go, so I needed to keep up as well.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I'll get one in, boys, and then fucked it up. Anyway, airbag went off and shit. So
Yeah.
just all this crap all over me, and it smells so fucking bad.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've never been in a car with an airbag that's gone off.
It smells like egg or something, but it's an old car too, so I don't
It was
know.
like a fucking weird bag that's been just like contained behind the steering wheel or wherever the hell they put them.
There was all like powdery stuff in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened, and I like kind of smashed my knee against the dash and all this shit. Got out, and I was like 16 years old, and I was like, oh my God, freaking out. And then this like random old guy came up to me. He's like, mate, I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
Bloody ridiculous. You're a fucking idiot. And just started saying all this crap to me. I was like,
Was he like?
whatever, man. Fuck off.
Was he driving like past and he pulled over and like told you off, or was he?
He was
in-
driving. Yeah, he was driving. And then he like pulled over to come tell me that.
That's
and then he
awesome.
just kept saying stuff to me, and I was like ignoring him because I was just kind of standing there being like, yeah. And then eventually he just like got sick of it and walked off.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I wonder
where's
what that
Clint?
guy's-
Where's your brother?
He was like turning around to come
come
back.
and-
Yeah.
Yep. And did the cops come or anything?
Yeah, the cops came.
Just crying. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I won't do it again. Did you have to replace the fence or anything? Or what happened?
No.
Yeah, it was the same where I used to live up on Bay Road there.
Oh, really?
Cars would just like lose their mind at that turn thing and they'd end up just like crashing like through the fence.
And then what?
Be like in the fence, like hanging down in the front yard.
Jesus Christ. And who paid for that? Do you have to pay for it?
No, not me.
You're going to pay for this. Is that what they said?
Yeah. No, I just hear this commotion. I'm like, what the fuck's all this commotion? And I'd walk out and I'd look out the front. I'm like, oh, someone else has crashed again into the
Right.
front yard. And then all the ambos and fireys and stuff would be there. And I'd just be like,
That's pretty cool.
just like standing there, just like watching it.
Yeah, smoking a
Was
cigarette.
probably drunk or smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. But yeah, so the car, I had a VZ Commodore wagon, which I didn't look after it very well. We used to take that when we'd go everywhere with the band. That was like the car we drove around everywhere, and I'd just like never get it serviced, and so there'd be like no water or fucking like low oil or some shit. And it
Yeah,
would
you're not a
overheat.
mechanic. You don't know what you're doing.
What the fuck do I?
Yeah, obviously, because you've got a car at the moment that's broken down 6 times in the past month, and no one can figure it out. And it's not your fault, but no one else seems to be able to figure it out either, do they?
Yeah, nah.
They said it was the computer and the fuel pump. And
Yeah, the first car I had, I didn't look after very well, but that broke down and like on the way to gigs all the time, like it was just a fucking nightmare. And it finally died not that long ago. And so I went to sell that, and the guy that came to buy it, he was a mechanic or an ex-mechanic or some shit.
yeah,
And he had a VT, which is older than the car I just rode off,
yeah.
but it's meant to be a better car. And also he's a mechanic. He's like, man, it's fucking super tidy, blah, blah, blah. How about we swap? You give me $2,000 and I'll take your beat up wagon, and then we'll call it a D.
Call it a D, as they say in the industry.
Distracted by CKY for some
Yep.
reason. Oh yeah, so I was like, cool, man. And he's like, yeah, everything's in it really good. I've done it all up. I put this new horn in it, and he like presses the horn and it goes like, and all this shit. And I was like, oh, cool, whatever, man. After a week, the horn just doesn't fucking work anymore. I was like, oh, okay. A couple other little things like that. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then like, I think one day it just wouldn't fucking start or something like that.
Yeah.
They had to come into the car park and tow it out.
Who came into the car park?
RAA.
Oh, the RA. Yeah.
Mm.
So you must be on like a first name basis with them.
I really am. Like, last time I broke down out of town, the dude who gets the RAA information, the tow truck guy, saw silver Commodore and was like, for fuck's sake. Anyway, I was waiting there on the side of the road, and I see this tow truck coming, and the dude's just hanging out the window going like, pointing at me. I was like, fuck. And he pulls up. He's like, I saw you fucking a week ago. I told you literally last week, dude. And
That's so
he doesn't
good.
even have to ask me like what my address is. He just drove me straight home. Like,
Yeah.
He's not like, where do you live? He just knows how to get here now.
That's amazing. Good for you. That's good for me. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
So I think I've had 3 tows in the last 2 months.
Yep.
And the last couple was just like my car has died in the middle of the intersection in the main street or whatever. And I keep getting it fixed, and then it just happens again. And
Yeah, that sucks. Get a Subaru.
I would if I could. But then your Subaru, the air filter was 300% blocked.
Yeah, 250% blocked. They got it down to 100%.
That, and they charged you still.
Yeah, it was like $700
Yeah.
to get it from 250% blocked down to 100%. And then I
That's
just
the same thing. 250% and 100% is the same thing.
I'm not a mathematician, obviously, but
So you're a fireman, right?
yeah,
So that's where you worked at the mill, and then you burnt the fire. You burnt the mill down. You're
yeah,
a fireman.
yeah.
So what's with the diamond tattoo on your head then? On your head.
This one,
Yeah.
that tooth.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a tooth, but like some people think it looks like a diamond.
What are you talking about?
Nah, a lot of people think it's a tooth. So I was saying that. People think it's a tooth. They're like, is that a tooth on the side of your head? I'm like, nah, it's a diamond.
Show me the tooth. How does that look like a tooth?
I don't know. Someone said this tattoo here looks like a cat once. Like, what is that cat on your hand?
It's kind of looking like a cat, I guess, if you want. Maybe.
Maybe because like I don't know, owls and cats are pretty similar.
They are.
So I keep like watching owl videos like on Instagram and TikTok.
Weird Al and
Yeah, nah, like actual owl.
Weird Al Yankovic.
Like him, he's one of the famous owls from back in the day. But just like more like the little
Al
furry
Pacino.
ones that you get, and their heads like turn all the way around.
They're getting that head all the way around there, huh?
They're pretty cool. You get like big owls, small owls, weird owls. You get all-
Big Al.
You get all sorts of different owls.
You know how like podcast. You know podcast? Yeah. It's always
Yeah.
like live from fucking All Things Comedy or like whatever. There's like a podcast room. I was
We-
thinking
we
live from Richard's ballroom because it kind of looks like a ballroom with the chandeliers.
So it's
and the
like
mirrors.
the all washed up podcast live from Richard's ballroom. Well, this is like your music studio room, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is where you do all your music.
My drums are normally here where this table is. I'm going to record drums. Small room, but it's high ceilings and it's pretty.
Look, just stay there, right? Just continue on without me. fucking Tom, where are you? Still got another 15 minutes to go yet. Oh, whoa. Did it?
Yeah, man.
Well, it's broken down right now again.
Yeah.
What happened? Did he get it?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's still broken down from when it was broken down before. I just try to use it as an excuse again.
Rogie, while you were gone, I was telling the audience how about I always used to get you to try come to the beach with me, and you never wanted to come to the beach. And you're against the beach altogether.
What do you think that is? I don't want to be a person just that goes to the beach and thinks that that's
I don't want to be a person either, but I think it's you always used to say that you didn't want to get sunburnt.
I don't think I care about that much.
Well, when was the last time you went to the beach?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there was a time where I couldn't get sunburnt because I was on this medication for acne, and it made like your skin really, fragile, I guess. And so when you got burnt, it really fucked you up.
Ah.
But the other times, I didn't want to be like a sporty guy, or I wanted to be like creative and like.
The beach is fun.
I know that.
Go
now.
there. It's like
Want to be miserable,
some
you know?
of the want to be inside a studio.
I'm a house cat.
Well, yeah.
I'm not
that's
a
fair
road dog.
enough. Yeah, I like the outdoors. I like being at the beach. I tried surfing for a while. I was pretty bad at it. Stopped doing that. Sold my surfboard. Got scared of sharks. Scared myself. Sometimes I have to go out by myself, and I'd be trying to surf, and I'd be like, "Fuck this, man! It feels real sharky right now.
Right.
I'm leaving."
So that's why you stopped because of sharks.
Nah,
Oh,
I just wasn't going out enough. I used to buy like inflatable things from Kmart. Like I had this inflatable popsicle that you just like blow up, and just like you go out in the waves on that, and you just hold on to it, and then just like be like riding the wave in on this inflatable popsicle, or
That's pretty cool.
a tire, or like whatever.
I can get down with that.
Oh, and one time actually, I caught a wave, and it was a real windy day, and I caught the wave, riding it, and I finished, and then I came off, and then my board like got caught by the wind and went flying up in the air, and I went underwater, and then as I came up out of the water, the board smacked me on top of the head, like the fins really sharp, and it's just like I came up out of the water, and it's just like gong, and then I'm just like whoa, and then like half concussed, like back
Holy
underwater.
shit.
It wasn't that deep, and I like stood up sort of thing. I could touch the ground by this stage, and I was like walking out, and there was like blood trickling down my face, like left like a scar on top of my head. And I was just like sitting there feeling like kind of sick and concussed
Jesus, was
on
there
the beach.
people on the beach and they just saw you like walking out of the beach with blood over your face?
Yeah, my family was there.
Oh, okay.
My brother and my mum and all that.
Were you like, please take me to the hospital? And they're like, you'll be fine, shut up.
No, I was just like, I'm not surfing anymore. I don't think I surfed much after that. I nearly
So-
finished this drink.
What do you think of this moon that I've built up here?
Pretty good. The moon is actually like supposed to be like a base for extraterrestrials. Have you heard about that? And like that's like actually inside the moon is like
it's like the Death Star or
it's
whatever.
hollow, and you can go into it, and they're actually like observing Earth, and it's like we're like an experiment, and all the extraterrestrials in the galaxy
I didn't know that. It's cool.
are there at the moment. So that's what that reminds me of when you said the moon.
Right. This is the end. I was thinking another good guest to get on here would be Jack Lane
Yeah.
because he has a tattoo gun.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a tattooist?
No, of course he's not a tattooist. So that's why I was thinking we could have him on and have him do some tattoos on us.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
I'll be down for that. I like tattoos. What should we get tattooed?
I think he only has red ink as well.
But
Like,
what?
good. That's good. I like
That
it.
sounds like a fucking terrible idea.
No, it's
That
good
would
because
be
like
good.
barriers make creativity.
Yeah, I suppose like if you confine yourself to like all we have is red ink and all I can do is this one tribal design.
You're right, blue and red ink. There you go.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, I'll do that. I remember when we went to record or mix our EP in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
Who had the tattoo gun then? Was it Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
And we all had to like pick fucking designs out of it.
We all were drinking and we all purposely
No.
drew the worst tattoos we could,
Yeah.
and we threw them all into a hat,
Yeah.
and then we all had to draw one out of them. Draw one out of the hat.
Yeah.
And then what you got, you had to get it tattooed on you.
Yeah. What did you get?
I just got this thing.
AC/DC, is it?
Yeah, ADHC. So it's like Ad Miller Hardcore. Mine's good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What did you get?
I got Dan's
Uh-huh.
and a fucked up picture of a cat for
For
like
what?
Dan's Pet World or something.
Which is a local, an old pet store that used to
Yeah,
exist here that has you have no relation or anything to it.
Oh no, my girlfriend at the time was working there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
but I guess
that's maybe, I don't know, that's weirder or something. That's weird. That's good. I like it. And then the guitarist in our band, Gavin, he got a huge cigarette smoking a person, I think, right? And then there was someone else there, the band manager. I think we made him get was it a tribal thing or something?
it was like a green tribal thing.
Yes.
That was real bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down for a tattoo session on this.
I'm worried I can't handle it anymore. It's been so long.
When was the last time you got tattooed?
My 18th birthday.
What?
Because I got all my other tattoos before I was 18.
Yeah,
So
right.
I got my last one on my 18th birthday.
I remember when you got your first tattoo, that star
When I was 15, I think. Oh,
on in
I was
Adelaide
15,
at the
yeah.
Hindley Street 24-hour tattaoo shop.
Uh-huh.
It's just so
Yeah.
fucking sketchy at like 3 a.m. Yeah.
Bikers tattoo shop, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was getting they didn't ask for ID or anything. They didn't
I don't care.
give a shit. And the tattoo I got, they didn't even finish it. They did the outline for it, and they started it, and then they were like, come back some other time. And I was like, dude, I don't live here. I'm not coming back. And they're just like, oh, then that's on you, basically. Supposedly, while we were there, a guy walked in the back with a shotgun, and there was like a drug deal or a money deal going on and stuff. And I'm like 15 sitting in there getting my first tattoo.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's an experience. That's what
Yeah.
you want for your first tattoo.
And then so I was the first kid at high school to have a tattoo, you know?
Yeah. That's fucking cool.
They didn't do anything. Because this is the tattoo.
What does it say?
It's just a star.
It says
And
music.
it just says music.
That happens a lot. You go in there and you're like, oh, I want this, and then they like draw something up and they put it on and they start doing it. You're like, oh man, this kind of isn't what I wanted. And then they're just like, yeah, cool. And then they like do their own thing, and you're just like, fuck me.
They're scary, man. Even now, some of them in Melbourne. I actually went to get a tattoo like 4 years ago in Melbourne and paid a deposit and everything. And it was like a reputable place. And I sent them this picture that I drew that I wanted them to do. And they were like, yep, cool, and booked me in.
Yeah.
And when I got there, the guy was like, cool, here's my rendition of the thing. And
Yep.
it was like all like way too detailed and like just wasn't as cool. And I was like, oh, can we just use the one I sent you? And he's like, no, that's not my style, bro. And I was just like, oh, but could you just do it?
Yeah.
Blah. And he's just like, nah, man, I'm not doing it. Either you do the one I drew or, oh, okay, man, sorry. And I like gave him the money and didn't get the tattoo and left.
Yeah, fuck.
And then I
That
had to go to
sucks.
Bounce.
You went to Bounce straight afterwards
I went to Bounce straight afterwards.
to let out your sorrows about
Yeah.
not being able
Had to go jump
get
around
the
the
tattoo you
trampolines.
wanted. Do you do a backflip?
Yeah, you do a backflip. You do any kind of flip.
I can't do a backflip, hey. I've
think-
never
I
done a
think
backflip.
I
don't really like-
normally hang out with people who can't do a backflip.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, that's why I haven't said it up until now. Sorry.
You doing front flips or what?
Yeah, I can. But I just feel sick. Like, it makes me feel weird.
Probably
Like,
because you're tall as well.
all the blood goes to your head and just feel it sick.
You're
Do
keeping
it.
your blood low. Your blood's all down by your feet all the time.
Where's it supposed to be?
Up in your head. You'd go upside down, you tip it back down into there.
I don't
Can't
know about
handle
that.
it.
Just any
Right.
sort of like negative or positive G-force.
You like those videos of the guys doing the G-force tests and stuff?
Yeah.
They're cool.
Who else can do a backflip?
Sam Henke could do a black flip, I think.
Yeah, that's racist,
Yeah.
but also probably can do a... Yeah. Have you done one? When was the
Yeah, I've
last
done
time
it.
you done one?
Oh my god. Wow.
The last time I did a backflip
Never.
was last year.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, well, I wanted to check I could still do it.
Well, on a trampoline or into a pool or
No,
what?
onto a bed or something like.
So you were on the bed and then you flipped
Mm-hmm.
and landed like on the bed again.
It was either that or it was
Bullshit.
There was a bench
That's
and there was
bullshit.
bean bags. You've seen me do this. Come on, don't
Nah.
act like you haven't seen me do this.
This sounds like fucking bullshit, man. You're making these outrageous claims, like you've been able to do a backflip for years.
Okay.
So you done it in this house?
No, it wasn't in this house.
Whose house was it in?
It was in Adelaide or something like that.
Oh, fuck.
I think I
The
was.
worst. It's the biggest lie I've ever.
I think I was hanging out with
Oh, I think I was
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how he does his own stunts. I was just trying to one up him, and
Not even anything in there, is there? So yeah, I think it's gone pretty well so far. The whole interview process, and you've got the job, man. Like, let's do it.
I don't really want a job right now, though.
Why? The whole reason you brought me here was to give me a job.
Oh,
And
I'm giving you a job.
and
Oh,
I'm
yeah, you
saying
can
that-
have a job.
I'm saying that I'll take the job.
Why are you telling me I think this interview went pretty well if I'm the the guy that's interviewing you?
What do you mean?
That's what you said.
Yeah, I know what I said. I said I'll take the job.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so
You got the job.
thanks. I mean, that's it.
That's it. That's the first episode of All Washed Up, done and dusted. We're going to do more, and we're going to have some special guests on here and some fun.
Yeah, man,
times.
we'll have some fun.
We're going to have fun with everyone.
Fun.
Woo!